So you want to get into the Marketing Academy and you're thinking, shit, what now? Well, in this mini series, I want to show you exactly what goes on behind the doors. Not all of it, because that's reserved for when you get on. I would love any feedback, suggestions. If you have any questions, hit me up. But I just want to take you day by day of what goes on behind the scenes at a bootcamp. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe below and share any of the videos that you find of value. Thank you so much. Here we are, Monday, 25th of March, 2022. Or in other words, the first day of the Marketing Academy. We're up nice and early at 6:30, ready to catch the ferry at 7 a.m. to then get the water taxi over to Kew Station for day one of the bootcamp. Let's go.
Are true. But we've never had any kind of weird experiences, so you should be fine. So just all
To speak maybe right at the start of the boot camp. So
player and all those great leadership tips, but some of the things.
Okay, so I've had a bit of a disaster. The video recorded on site at the end of day one has just vanished out of nowhere, but it's a good thing I've got my Marketing Academy book, which is full of notes. So I'm just gonna recite what I learned on that first day. So the first one was John Eales, so the former Wallabies captain and two-time World Cup winner. So I absolutely fanboy it. For those of you who know, I'm a massive rugby fan, but he talked to us about leadership in the context of sport, and he used a lot of sporting analogies, but one thing that I found really enlightening about that was this notion of culture by design versus culture by design versus culture by default. Now that might sound brutally obvious, but I'll just, I guess, paraphrase what he mentioned it, and it's about being intentional about the culture that you want to build, as opposed to just letting it be a result of the behaviors around you, which I thought was really powerful and a part of something that helps build that, I guess, intentional leadership that goes into that is by having composure. And he'd always used to tell himself that he would have three ways of keeping himself composed. There's have faith in yourself, have faith in your team, and have faith in strategy. But there's always one of those elements that you probably feel a little bit uneasy about, especially in my profession anyway. You know, if you feel like you're surrounded by an absolute gun team and an absolute gun strategy, that sometimes that imposter syndrome can sort of strangle you a bit. So I just love the fact that he put that first. So believe in yourself first, have the utmost faith in yourself first, have faith in the team, and have faith in the strategy. Our second talker was Joe, who talked to us about, I guess, overall how the mentorship is going to work on the Marketing Academy. For those of you who know, you get a mentor for the 9 months of the course time who helps you work on your career and help you work about what you want to get out of your career. But the most important thing for me out of that was just knowing the difference between coaching and mentoring, because quite frankly, I thought they were more or less the same thing, and in reality, they're very different. So coaching is to empower the other person to succeed over an amount of time. So giving them the tools necessary to help that person develop themselves. Whereas mentoring is actually is someone offering you their learned experience, often for a one-off instance. So for example, a mentor would be me chatting to someone who's done something a lot further down the line than me, and then using their lived experience or what they've learned from their failures or success even, and then me trying to take that and put it into my life. That's not coaching, that's mentoring. So I absolutely love that. And towards the end of the day, we spoke to John Briggs, and he talked to us about cultural confidence. And I love this because as someone who's British, I've always found it quite hard to talk about because, to be honest with you, I felt ashamed. But he gave us frameworks to talk about how we do that. And one of the things he mentioned was about having a customized acknowledgement of land. So quite often a lot of people have this more or less the same way about how they talk about their acknowledgement of land, but I really loved about how he said, empower yourself and empower the people around you to write your own bespoke one, which could start off with a fact about the Indigenous people of Australia and then go on to pay your respects. At the end of the day, you are acknowledging the land and there's no fixed way of doing that. And he really celebrated that culture, which I absolutely love. So that's definitely one thing I'm gonna take away and go do back at the agency. And then lastly, we spoke to Chris Friel from Unlimited, who I know very well through the Boys Do Cry work that we did together, but also just talking to him around, you know, what we can do beyond the program. I'm also part of the Unlimited Ambassadors for Good program, so there'll be a video coming up about that soon, but he just talked to us about other ways how we can help the industry and get involved and really, I guess, have a bit more social purpose to what we do, because at the end of the day, us as marketers, we generally have the, I guess, ability to really influence people, because that's what we do in our everyday jobs. But actually, what if we use that superpower to help create more good in the world? Not ideal that I lost the first video of the day, but luckily it's all in here. So please stick along. There's another few videos of the subsequent days of what I've learned, whereby I managed to get it at the end of each day. So thank you for listening, and if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe, and share with anyone you know who might want to get onto the Marketing Academy.